Good morning, my dear thinkers. In daily reflection, today let us reflect on search for interfaith and intra-faith harmony. The humankind in general and the Muslim world in particular is confronting the formidable challenges of both interfaith and intra-faith harmony. We are witnessing cultural, diplomatic, economic, political, religious, sectarian, and social conflicts. The history of religious conflicts is quite deep rooted. There are some odd forces working on widening the gap across religions and within various sects of a single religion. Some of these extremists are specifically manipulated, while others are the product of ignorance of their own faith and the faith of their fellow beings. Alarm bells may be heard ringing quite loudly, and thus inviting the attention of development thinkers for exploring some solution to the lapses in interfaith and intra-faith harmony. The fundamental thesis is that harmony within a faith or religion is a necessary condition for achieving the core goals of interfaith harmony. Intra-faith harmony would pave the way for materializing interfaith harmony. So, the key starting point is to mobilize all-out efforts for creating coherence and harmony among all sects within a single typical religion. The key responsibility lies on Muslim community, as the world has developed this opinion that there are conflicts and elements of sectarianism within Islam, which is the source of extremism in the world. Though some terroristic events are associated to Muslims, but the fact cannot be denied that there are always hardliners in each religion, some of whom are visible while others are deeply camouflaged. British government's role is highly commendable, as the manipulated conventional wisdom against Muslim communities is not being accepted blindly here in the way as other countries are practicing. British model of faith tolerance should be replicated in other parts of the world. In actual, interfaith harmony is about coexistence among all beliefs and faiths. All religions are considered as natural and mutually acceptable with many commonalities. The principles of nature apply in all faiths and beliefs, each of which has harmonious messages. In Sikhism, it is claimed that soul is in God and God is in soul. Bible mentions the expression of love thy neighbor as yourself. Talmud narrates that you need to regard your neighbor's gain as your own gain and your neighbor's loss as your own loss. The voice of Buddhism is sound in saying that hurt not others in ways that you yourself would find hurtful. Quran beautifies the harmonious messages by narrating that no one of you is a believer until one desires for one's brother the same as one desires for oneself. And there shall be no compulsion in the religion. Muhammad, peace be upon him, categorically said, as narrated in Sunan Abu Dawood, that beware, whosoever oppress a non-Muslim or snatches his right, I, Muhammad, will complain to Allah against such Muslim on the day of judgment. These commonalities across faiths make a common ground for establishing interfaith and intra-faith harmony. There are a number of other good ways and means for establishing a harmonious world in terms of beliefs and faiths. It is highly important to avoid the use of word minority for any religion, as it inherently associates to biases of a particular faith follower against the rival ones. The term minority reflects a sense of considering someone minor and negligible. This perception and ultimate feeling of deprivation should be removed by inclusive approaches. Moreover, we should focus much on the term religious acceptance rather than religious tolerance, as the latter is anti-pluralistic. Acceptability of fellow faith is more important than mere tolerance towards others' faith. Peaceful communities like that of UK have learned to accept the natural realities, for instance, halal meat, of all faiths and religions. In line with the International Court of Justice, there should be interfaith courts of justice both at national and international levels. Similarly, intra-faith session courts can also be set up in religiously intolerant countries. International and national interfaith plan should be made in line with SDGs. For the matter, sustainable peace goals should be defined, and the first goal should be removing faith poverty. Considering oneself superior and others minor or inferior, followed by religious acceptability, intra-faith and interfaith harmony. For the development agenda to be achieved by 2030, the dream of SDGs cannot be materialized until SPGs are fulfilled. History leaves lessons for future generation. So is the case with tested strategies. If we fail to take lessons from history and from the best practices of the world, coming generation would feel difficulty to forgive us. Understanding each other's faith is highly important for taking a right direction towards interfaith harmony. For this purpose, it is recommended the idea of common study centers and interfaith libraries, which could be established in regions where there is likelihood of non-acceptability of religions and sects. The element of spirituality, the beautiful practice of almost all religions, may be the best bridging stone for establishing interfaith harmony. The Muslims all over the world, particularly in Pakistan, will have to demonstrate with their actions that Islam does not have any problem in developing good relations with the followers of any other faith. The creator of all faiths is Rabbul Alameen, Lord of all worlds and universes. And the Prophet, peace be upon him, is Rahmatul lil Alameen, blessing for all humanity. Respecting all prophets, peace be upon them, and accepting their natural narratives is the core subject matter of all faiths. It is quite natural that there is no religion in the world which supports extremism, and going against the nature is no faith at all. Goodbye.